Alrighty, guys. I'm not off to a good start, am I? How's that? Is there sound now? Alrighty. So what I was saying was that's amazing that the box damage is on the corner where the cards weren't. So that was really nice. Alrighty, that should be better. Hey, Julian, what's going on, mate? Yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, I didn't have the mic turned on my software. Alrighty, guys, let's do this. Good luck, everyone. We're off to a good start. I was just saying when I had the microphone off, it's a little bit disappointing when the product comes damaged, but at the same time, I think you just have to sort of accept it as almost like a cost of doing business. And, you know, I'll talk to the guys that, pack my boxes. But I think, look, to be honest, I think part of it is, it's going to happen. And I think also, too, a part of it is like, um, they need to pack it a bit better. So, whether they put dummy boxes into the corners or, they do sort of something like that will be, like that will definitely be a solution. But, alrighty. Yeah, good luck, everyone. Yeah, it went super quick, man. Look, I mean, it should have gone quick. It was half price, so I think. Alrighty, so the exclusive out of this is the hollow pink. So you just saw that nice little Schroeder pink. That's what we're going to be expecting out of this box. Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks for like always setting me straight. You're too kind to me. We can get autos out of this, but nothing is guaranteed in these boxes. So it's a little bit of like a Pokemon kind of like, lucky dip. Alrighty, Cole Anthony on the franchise features. So I've got one pile to penny sleeve. I've got one pile that will just be sorted. And then there'll be, some cards that I'll penny sleeve and top load as we go. But guys, how good has the basketball been the last couple of days? Honestly, the Philadelphia series, look, Kaminga, that's going to the Warriors. Congrats there. And a nice little Tobias Harris on the pink. I don't mind these pink lasers. It's very pink. I feel like my kid is going to love these. Um, but I also say too, the Boston Bucks series is just absolute. It's just poetry. You, look, I love a good movie. I love TV. All that type of stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's not like all the all I ever watch is like this sport. But there's something about sport when it's just great theater that like that comeback win 2-3 days ago by the Bucks. Just poetry, honestly. It was just such a good game. Yeah, Bucks Celtics, Julian. Honestly, I think for me, look, the basketball in the first round was really good, but I would say this second round series in particular, I don't think Golden State Grizzlies was that particularly strong. Alrighty, little bit of Cade. Congratulations, Detroit. Nathan Lee Thomas, that's you, mate. What am I doing? Damian Lillard, Cade. Jeez, there is an absolute bucket load of cards here, honestly. I don't think I'm going to make a habit of breaking these. I might just like razz them off or like do personals or something like that. Seriously. They're like $70 or something like that. Honestly, these boxes are just, cheap as chips. That's nice. That is super cool. Congratulations to the Magic spot. Magic, that's going to Macca. Macca, I'm glad you got your boys. Yeah, man, Scotty, 100%. I feel the same way about the Suns. I think that like both series, they've had a really hard time. They had a really hard time with the Pelicans. I don't care what anyone says. That was a tough series for them. And then yeah, same thing as like I mean, look, Luca is so good. So maybe you just have to put it down to that. That you know, he's just an amazing basketball player. And I think also too, he's like really coming into step with, you know, the rest of the season. KD, and Greg Brown. So I'm just going to hold on this Greg Brown card for a minute. We've actually hit a little bit of him. We hit two Greg Browns in the Prizm draft break, and then we hit a Greg Brown patch recently too. So maybe Greg Brown is our new card of this year. I have to keep an eye out on that. There's always one card that I keep hitting. Yeah, and honestly, Luca is just an absolute beast. And funnily, his card prices have actually dipped down. So it makes me wonder if people have been talking about, the bottom of cards is going to be coming out and yada yada, and you sort of think, well, the top end stuff is going to stay. And, to a degree, that has been absolutely true. That was Seti Osman, that's for the Cavs. But if the bottom falls out of Luka, that's going to be, I think that to me is when it's going to get super interesting. And, do you sort of jump in heavy and start buying Luka because, is he going to be the guy in 25 years that you're going to want to have in your PC? I don't know. I'm sort of like leaning towards that. Quetta. And speaking of the devil, that has a little bit of Luka. So John O'Michaels has left, or he's not with MJ Breaks anymore, and he's doing his own card break, mailman breaks on NBA Cards Australia or some Facebook site like that. I watched his break today. He's actually a really nice breaker. He sort of has that nice interaction of breaking cards and chatting to the peeps. So he did a really nice break today. And he's got a flawless breakup. And then this other massive 6-box break that they're doing. I think they're breaking it all tomorrow actually. So yeah, I'm trying to get him onto the podcast. But I'm going to call you out publicly, Jono. Jono, come onto the podcast, mate. I know you're busy. But you'll never regret it. Jared Butler for the Jazz and Kai Jones for the Hornets. Alrighty, hopefully we've got a rated rookie pink laser. Let's go. Come on, guys. Valanciunas. Huerta. Jared Butler for the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz is Mr. Gary Held. Congratulations, mate. That is pretty well what you'd be hoping for. What else is news, lads? I haven't been buying a stack of cards. Usually, normally I'll sort of buy, lots of little cards. Maybe, 3 or 4 or 5 cards a week. But I've sort of been buying one card. Speaking of the devil, Mr. Luka Doncic. Sort of every second week at the moment. And that's nice. Trey Mann. On the pink. It's going to OKC. I picked up a really nice Fox recently. Actually off a De'Aaron Fox Facebook page. And the dude didn't want to sell to me because I had a Jizzy address and I wanted to pay PayPal goods and services. And so we were chatting a couple of days and I showed him a whole video, screenshot of a conversation I had with someone else in the exact same scenario. And eventually he agreed to sell to me. He shipped it on Monday. I think we did the deal, say on Saturday his time. He shipped it on Monday. It got to Jizzy on Wednesday, and somehow went into the scans. Sorry, went to Jizzy on Tuesday. No, I think he posted it on the weekend. Anyway, and then the next day it was in the scans, and then I released his funds on PayPal and he got the funds the same day. So it was actually it turned out to be an absolutely beautiful transaction both ways. I think he was really happy. Obviously he got his money quickly. Alright, we got a pink laser coming up in the rookie spot. So, Killian Hayes. Scotty, yes, mate, I do. I've got 100%. I've got personals, and look, actually, I've got a lot of stuff that is appropriate for personals. I got blasters. I've got a really nice range of blasters at the moment. And look, this week, honestly, for work, oh, I'm trying to like drink to forget this week for work. Honestly, it's just been one of those weeks. But yeah, I'll get. What I want to do is I actually want to put a post up, so then when guys want personals, they can just claim the box on the page, and then I can do a personal for them. So I'm gonna do that this week, mate. And in terms of pricing, yeah, off the top of my head, these are like $70. So I'll probably list them for $75, $80, something like that. That's totally fine. So Scotty, yes, 100% I do. Samuel, without evidence, mate, we can't we won't believe you. So can you please get pictures up either in the chat group or even on the You Can't Comp This Facebook page, mate? That would be awesome. Please get a little bit of chat happening. I think anything Ray Allen is probably a nice little pickup, man. Yeah. Conley on the pink. And now that I'm spruiking, different wares, yes, please listen to my podcast. It's not just me talking to myself. I actually have someone on the podcast with me. It's Adam Amy, who's more intelligent, good-looking, and funny than me. So tune in to listen to Adam. And the other thing to spruik to is WNBA. So we've got a nice little WNBA breakup at the moment. As always, we haven't hit our color blast yet, and there's only five boxes left out of the case. So we're sort of getting closer to that color blast point. No pinky in that one, but that's a nice little Sengun at the bottom there, so that's cool. 2 packets left, and we are done. Alrighty, Westbrook, Jalen Suggs, so nice little break from Magic so far, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. We did the Prizm draft last week. I sort of touched on that briefly. I mean, the thing about the hobbies is like, yeah, you get 4 autos in them, but we got one like okay auto out of each box. So I wonder if actually the play with that is Cello. So you just get to sit there and open, a couple of 100 cards, and you enjoy opening them for that, and then you sort of build up this nice little base set. Last one, oh, that's nice. That pink actually is not bad. Let's go on to Portland. Who got Portland? Mr. Ellis. I also think too the price is going to come down a little bit. It's kind of weird. Like I thought I got a pretty good price on these boxes, but now I've sort of opened them up. I don't know. I wonder if like the powder's going to come off a little bit. I don't know if they're better or worse than last year, to be brutally honest. I mean, it depends on the boxes you get, doesn't it? Like maybe I've just had a too small of a sample size, and maybe I need to do a case. That was what maybe that's what the problem was. Anyway, look, I love that product to death. It's my favorite product, but yeah, I might try and hunt down some Cellos and just see if I can bust open a Cello. I think when they put the veteran cards in, I think that's a nice I think that's a really I want to try and do the busted ones first, lads. I just want to see what we're up against, because I think once we do the sort of the bottom packet and the 2 packets above that, I think we'll know where we stand. I'll just move these a little bit like that, so you should be able to see where the cards are at all time. Alrighty, this is our second box. This is the Cello. So good luck, guys. Enjoy. Alright, I'm just going to quickly have a look at the outside of these cards. I think you guys are going to have a very good value break, because this is the bottom pack on the busted up side, and to me they look pretty good. So, lads, thank you for having faith in me, and look, I'm glad these cards are in good nick. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, if you guys get a good value break and you put your trust in me, like, delicious. I'm happy for you guys. I'm not even mad. That's a silver Hardaway. So guys, we're silver hunting. We do get the red, white, and blue packs. That is a picture of a person that does not play basketball. That would be Ben Simmons. Am I at that point now where I don't say the kid's name? Is that like where I'm at? Sophomore stars Rui Hachimura and Jalen Smith on the rookie. Oh! Nice little bit of first pack mojo. Out of the quote-unquote busted pack. Delicious. Wolves. Mr. Gary Held. Congratulations, big fella. I think I've shown all these cards. Yep. Alrighty, guys. I think we're scot-free. I think we have dodged a bullet here. Neo Matrix style. So that's awesome. D'Anthony Melton, Lillard, and a rookie. Trey Jones. Yeah. So Julian and Scotty, what you've just said, I'm like halfway between you boys. I'm like, I don't think he's a spud, but I'm not so sure I believe him. I mean, like, let me put it to you this way. How much do you think he's going to get paid on his next contract? I sort of put him in the same as James Harden. If you pay this dude max, you've just sunk your team. You know what I mean? Like, we're sweet, lads. We are sweet. I think we've dodged an absolute bullet here. Alright, congrats, lads. I'm actually happy for you guys. This is awesome. So we've just basically like churned out a break of insane value. So that's awesome. Great. Yeah, look, I'm gonna say James Harden and I'm gonna say Simmons in the same like sentence here. If you pay these guys max on the next contract, you've just sunk your team, and you're not gonna win. You're not gonna be successful. If Philadelphia pays Harden max this year, like seriously, Morris should be fired. He just should be fired. Karl Anthony Towns, that's going to the Wolves. That's a clean little dominance there. Christian Wood's rookie is green and Derrick Rose on the base. Yeah, Scotty, look, I think him being mentored and having someone like Patty Mills there is, that's super important. And I think that's awesome. But I still think that he's not a max player. I don't think I'm being controversial by saying that. Honestly, I just think that, the way that played out, and I think, I just feel like you can't trust that kid anymore. And I would also say too, like now you can't trust him. You don't know if he can play, mentally, and now he's got a back injury too. He's coming off with surgery, so yeah. I mean, you got to be super glass half full to like think this guy's a max player again. Alrighty, Big Z. Jeremy Grant. Done. Our silver is Hunter, and our green is Mr. Joel Embiid. I think that guy's got a lot of stones. I think to play with a fraction orbital is just out of this world, honestly. Theo and James Johnson. Hey! Mr. D. Nguyen. Mr. D. Nguyen. Scotty, yeah, I want to see him in the green and gold too, man. I really don't understand the internal politics of this guy. Why he didn't think that playing, with the Aussie team would be like a bad thing for him. And look, maybe he was just completely mentally and, physically fatigued, right? A little bit of a zinger there. That's going to the Mavs. Magic Johnson. I'll go to the Lake Show. Mr. Adam Crosley. So D, if you've tuned in, mate, the Donruss box was absolutely hammered, and the cards in that were fine. And we're working from the dinged corner from the packets on the bottom upwards. And so far, none of the cards have been damaged, mate. So I was just saying to the lads before, I think you guys have got a delicious value break here. And yeah, could not be happy for you, lads. So thank you so much for the quick fill today. That was beautiful. This boy, Jason Tatum, Lonnie Walker, the softest cake in the building, Marcus Morris Sr., Chris Dunn, and Bradley Beal on the green, KD on the USA, Nico Mannion currently playing in Europe, Tyler Hero spiked again, and Cassius Winston. Yeah, so if you're holding Hero and you've been waiting for a spike, he is like absolutely peaking again. We're going to do a full Miami Heat breakdown on this week's pod, and I want to talk about all the guys at the end of their bench because they've got 8 undrafted players on their roster, and they're starting 2. Jason Tatum on the red, white, and blue, and Avery Bradley. Let's go into the Celtics. Celtics. Mr. Chad Ellis, congrats. Alrighty guys, I'm getting more confident as we're going through these packs. I literally don't think we've had a damaged card, which I don't understand that. I literally, like, there was a hole in the box. That's how badly damaged the transport box was. And these cards are still somehow not damaged. It is actually amazing how much trauma those boxes can take. And then the cards are still okay. It's a funny thing. Or it could just be my own anxiety, really. Alrighty, Triple J. Silver is Furkan Korkmaz for Philadelphia. Serge Ibaka on the green has not been playing. Clyde Drexler on the USA. This has been a nice little box. We've had an Edwards base and we've had a LaMelo base, so that's nice. Congratulations to the Hornet spot. Alan Waring. D, what have you been up to, mate? You've been a little bit quiet on the site lately. Have you been putting any nice bets down, mate? Who have you been on? Alrighty. Eric Gordon, Marcus Morris Sr., and rookie Devin Vassell. So we've had 2 Spurs red, white, and blue rookies out of this. Yeah, that's a nice one. Alrighty guys, this is half of the box. So this is the side I was anticipating to be damaged. So we are looking pretty good so far. John Moran. Mr. Marvin Bagley. Our silver is Ish Smith, and our green is Anthony Davis, and we have a third silver out of this packet. Gotta love an arrow packet. Congratulations to the Hornet spot again. That's Mr. Alan Waring. I hope you're on board, mate. It's not the rookie card, but it's still a nice one. It is still a nice one. Deserves a bag, I say. Deserves a bag. LaMelo on the silver. That is tasty. So I watched a little bit of WNBA highlights today. Liz Cambridge, I think for all the smoke that's been like surrounding that girl, geez, she can play basketball. Like positioning, using her body, moving her feet, shooting. Her post play is like not exceptional, but she's definitely bigger than pretty well everyone. She moves really well for a big person too. She's like, it's quite amazing, really. Yeah, awesome, man. Good stuff, D. I think that's the key, isn't it? Somehow, like, keeping busy with work, keeping us out of trouble, and then, hoops. I think that's like the secret recipe, isn't it? What have I done here? Sorry, guys. Just doing a quick bit of sorting. Alrighty, we are officially 50% through. Alrighty. You probably don't realize how happy I am right now. I'm just so happy these cards are not damaged. I definitely disclosed it on the break, so, and also I priced it accordingly. I've got no guilty conscience in that space. But at the same time, it's also really nice too that you guys get undamaged cards. So I am absolutely wrapped, honestly. I'm very, very happy. Mitchell Robinson. It's nice to open a bit of Prizm again. It's been a little while. Prizm's coming, lads. So it's super delayed again, but I've seen some pre-sales up. I mean, I don't particularly agree with people like doing pre-sales at the moment. That card's been printed off super weird. You can kind of see where like the ink is like a bit off. Pritchard on the rookie. Because, look, I understand why people are pre-selling it. They get money in their pockets. Like that's, like whatever. I get that 100%. But at the same time, technically, like the release date hasn't been confirmed yet. So, if you're spending up on like pre-sales and stuff like that, lads, like, go nuts. But also too, if they're telling you a date, I can 100% confirm to you that a date has not been the date hasn't been released yet. So I'm not going to name any companies that are doing this, but they're just predicting. They're just making up like a time. Spider Mitchell, red, white, and blue. Ja Morant and Harry Giles. I was going to say this is going to be, we're going for a triple here. 1 second, lads. Alrighty, I'm good. So Spider Mitchell, we did a little bit of a feature on him. He's dropped a lot. Do you guys think that he's a buy, or do you think at the moment he is a sell, or do you think he's a hold? I've been buying up a little bit of his stuff, just PSA 10s, low end PSA 10s, but still PSA 10s. That's sort of been my focus. Look, I really like him. I think that he's a very solid player, and I think some people just sort of fall out of favor, I suppose. And I think at the moment he's very much on the down and out, which does kind of make me think it's the right time to buy this dude. I don't even really think he's had anything particularly bad happen to him. He's not, that much out of form. Alrighty, a silver. This is what we've been hoping for. Maybe hoping for a different one, but still, it's a silver rookie. It's going to Indiana Pacers. That's Cassius Stanley. Indiana, Mr. Benjamin Key. That's for you, boss. Yeah, and look, Scotty, I think there's been enough rumors sort of floating around Utah that you could, in some ways, like, prospect buy him based on that there might be a trade coming, because the funny thing is about the Utah Jazz is they're actually pretty well capped out. They're not traditionally a team that pays the tax. Ramsey for the Kings. And I wonder if they do make a trade, the trade would be Mitchell, because I just don't know how many guys or how many teams are going to want to pay Gobert the salary that, because he's actually on, I'm pretty sure he's on a higher salary than what Mitchell is. So, that does make me think a little bit that the person, most likely to move would be Mitchell. Trae Young. Yeah, I think, part of that's a silver, and that's Steven Adams, and a green, the Toronto Raptors, Malachi Flynn, Gary Hild. I think another one. That's not bad. 2 in one box. And another Tyrell Terry. There you go. That's gone to the Mavs spot. I think your Carmelo comparison, that's an interesting one. I probably wouldn't have thought that. But it's not terrible. I don't know. Like how I feel about Utah is I think they're a really good team, and I just think the expectations were really high this year, and because you don't meet up to those expectations, do you have to blow the whole thing up and start again? Like, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest. Like, why can't you do something Bagley and Denny on the red, white, and blue on the actual genuine color match for the Wizards? Wizards, Mr. Michael Quigley. That is a nice one. Do you blow it up just because you've had like a season where you didn't progress to the second or third round? Like, I don't particularly think that's a good enough reason, because I think Mitchell and Gobert have both got a little bit more time in them. Do you just look at putting more parts around them? I think the Conley money could probably be a bit better spent. I think Bogdanovich has exceeded their expectations. And sometimes he's been their best offensive and defensive player. I think losing Ingles was actually, devastating for them, because he did so much for that team that probably went a little bit unheralded. And maybe they didn't, I think, they appreciated him, but maybe they didn't realize how much he brought to the table in terms of, toughness and shooting and just sort of gap filling, really. Yeah, and that's true. They do fall away, They're a really good regular season win that just doesn't have enough punch in the playoffs. And alrighty, silver Thomas Bryant and a green Austin Rivers. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I really think that Dallas trade was an absolute home run for Dallas. I think that alrighty, Tillman on the rookie on the base there for the Grizz. I just wonder if the Mavs have sort of found something that the other teams in the league just aren't quite ready to, do, which is basically make yourself a perimeter-oriented team and give yourself an extra ball handler and shooter, even if it means costing you your best big guy. And maybe that's what the NBA you need to succeed now, is that already Caleb Martin. Because, you can just sort of patch up your big spots with, Maxi Klebers and that dude they picked up from Washington. Like, he's been giving them, actually okay minutes. Like, when he gets in there and shoots well, he's a really good basketball player. And, maybe that's all you need now from bigs. Just a little bit of rebounding and a little bit of shooting, and just basically not making mistakes, and then having guys out there that can just make really good decisions. Like, having Brunson, Dinwiddie, and Luka on the floor at the same time is just a devastatingly good team. I know a lot of people sort of second guess that Dallas trade, but I love it. I was high on it when it happened, and now I just think it's like, genius level, basically. Alrighty, the big fella, Giannis. The big Kiwi. getting into silver territory. Our silver is Kennard, and our green is Dwight Powell, and we've got another one in there too. That is going to the Knicks quickly on the green. And we've got a base Malachi after getting a green earlier. Alrighty guys, we're pretty well down to the last pack, I'm pretty sure. It's either 1 or 2 left, but this box is looking pretty empty. I'll bust this. Yeah, it's the last one, lads. That's it. Empty box. Yeah, that's been a nice little box. We could definitely have done worse. I'll do a recap and I'll sign off. I'm going to go see if my old lady's still up. And then I'll do some sorting and some packing, and tomorrow I'll get some mail day sorted out for Monday too. So, holiday. Another Ant-Man would be nice. Alright, that's a good one. Silver Jaren Jackson. Oh, that actually is like super cool. So this card was misprinted. The border didn't go in. It was sort of like a transparent border, and then they put the green over the top. That almost looks a bit like camouflage or something. Alrighty, James Harden on the dominance. Hey, here we go. 1-on-1. And Saban Lee. Huh. That's actually kind of cool. In a very nerd way. Alrighty, Chris Paul. And Saban Lee. In the red, white, and blue. Alrighty, guys, let's recap this bad boy. Alrighty, that was actually a fun break. This is how I like them. Cheap, nasty, and a quick fill. So, lads, thank you so much. And this is our recap. So it's basically alternating between green and silver. Red, white, and blue. Saban Lee. I'm going to penny sleeve. I put a stack off to the right, which has got red, white, and blues in it. It's also got all the inserts and all the rookies. I'm going to go downstairs and I'll sit in front of the tally and I'll penny sleeve them up. And the rest of them, which I put into the base piles, is going straight into the base. Jason Tatum, red, white, and blue. That's a nice one. Chris Dunn on the silver. Magic Johnson on the red, white, and blue. Embiid, Hunter, Karl Anthony Towns, Trey Jones, Ben Simmons, Tim Hardaway Jr. Top loaded and others. This is the top loaded and others pile. This is officially what I call it now. Denny on the red, white, and blue. LaMelo on the base. Silver is Cassius Winston for the Indiana Pacers. Red, white, and blue, Mr. Precious Achiuwa. LaMelo on the base and Anthony Edwards on the base. So thank you very much, lads. Have a very lovely weekend, or what is left of it. I might have drunk a cup or two too many of coffee today, so I think I'll be going to bed a smidge under midnight with the way I'm going. I'm feeling very awake at the moment. That's it. Thank you, lads. That was a very enjoyable evening, and thank you for sharing it with me. As always, take care of yourselves. If you need anything, shoot me a DM, and I will see you all really soon. Take care, lads. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.